No matter how bad you think Chinese illegal mining operation in Ghana is, it is worse. It is so bad that the government of Ghana at this point have no choice but to take tough stance and measures against the Chinese nationals. That is why I am excited about the announcement that the foreign minister Sam Okudeto Ablakwa made last Friday. My name is Enebi Tony. I'm a Ghanaian writer based in the US. On this platform, I share intellectual thoughts on Ghana's economy, Ghana's foreign policy, Ghana's history, and sometimes entertainment. So if you're an intellectual, interested in intellectual conversations, subscribe to this channel. Do that right now. Now let's go on. We all remember Aisha Huang, who in 2017 was arrested as operating an illegal mining syndicate in Ghana. In 2018, while the case was still pending before court, the government of Ghana deported her back to China. And the senior minister at the time, Osafo Mafo, said it was a good deal for Ghana. What did he mean by that? We'll get back to that. And around the same time, Atewa Forest, remember the Atewa Forest situation? It was around the same 2018. The government of Ghana entered a deal with Sinohydro to get them to come and mine bauxite in Atewa Forest, our forest reserve. While all this was happening, excavators, bulldozers were being imported into Ghana. So much so that in 2022, it was reported that $60 million worth of excavators were imported to Ghana from China. From 2018 till today, over $100 million worth of excavators have been imported to Ghana. We won't even talk about bulldozers and all the other mining equipment and machinery that have been imported into Ghana around this period. So the Chinese government is making huge money on the illegal mining operations happening in Ghana. That's one. And two, Chinese nationals have been found to come into Ghana in groups and operate illegal mining operations in the country. And what is crazy is Ghana is not seeing any money. So a lot of time, Ghana will enter a deal with some other country. So Ghanaians may be entering a deal with maybe Americans to come and sell Pioto in Ghana. And when you sell Pioto in Ghana, you pay tax to the Ghana government and you pay, duties if you want to export the Pioto from Ghana to which other country you are coming from. So people who are foreigners doing business in Ghana pay money to the Ghanaian government, right? But these Chinese who are doing illegal mining operations, they smuggle the gold they mine from Ghana through illegal trade routes, through Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Togo, and the rest. So they are not paying for the things they are mining from Ghana. So basically, apart from destroying our environment, which everybody have talked about a lot of time, Ghana is losing money because these Chinese are not doing things the right way, right? And even worse than that, do you know how much gold Ghana exports to China? Zero. See how much we import in terms of excavators from China, and then we export zero gold to China. Does it mean Chinese don't like Ghanaian gold? Let me bust your mind. China is Ghana's biggest trade partner. So Ghana exports oil to China. They are actually our third biggest oil importer. I have a video on that. And they also import manganese from Ghana. They also import bauxite from Ghana. They import virtually everything that we mine in Ghana except gold. I think somewhere last year they imported small quantity of gold from Ghana. And so why are they importing everything by gold? They said they buy Ghana's gold from Dubai. So Ghana exports gold to Dubai. But Dubai is a market, so people go and buy gold from Dubai, right? And according to the Chinese, when Ghana exports the gold to Dubai, they go and buy the gold from Dubai. And we found out that that is a lie. They, through illegal trade routes, will send this gold to Dubai and then buy their own gold from Dubai. That's the way they use Dubai to clean up the gold and then take it to China. That's what they were doing. And so, while the government of Ghana, earlier this year, the chief of staff said the Chinese government hasn't officially put a sanction to get Chinese to come and import, to come and illegally mine gold in Ghana. So it is not an official Chinese government position for Ghanaians to mine gold, for Chinese to mine gold in Ghana. And Okudeto Ablakwa also repeated this on Sunday. That is not the on Friday. That is not the official Chinese government position. But let me bust your mind. When Aisha Huang was arrested in Ghana, the Chinese government entered a deal with Ghana to deport Aisha Huang back to China instead of try her in Ghana. And then we all know in 2022 she came back. And then that is when things go worse. 2, the Chinese ambassador to Ghana, Tong Defa, said that galamsey is never going to end. He said it this year. He invited journalists in his house and he said that it's because Ghanaians are the ones hiring Chinese to do galamsey in Ghana and not the other way around. Bro, are you serious? So if the Chinese government is entering deals with Ghanaian government for Ghanaian government to release Chinese who are being arrested in Ghana back to China, and the Chinese ambassador is defending Chinese who are doing illegal mining in Ghana, what does that tell you? There's something called aiding and abetting. So even if they officially are saying that they are not involved in illegal mining, they are aiding and abetting the Chinese nationals who come to Ghana to do illegal mining. That is why Ghana government had to start taking some actions against China. So the action the Ghana government took against China is that now Chinese nationals have to undergo visa interview before they can get visa to Ghana. That is all. That is all. It's not like, when I was coming to the US, I had to go and do visa interview. So the punishment that Ghana is giving to China is equal to the normal way of operation that the US operates in Ghana. What that tells you is that it's not really a harsh punishment. It is a tough stance. It's just a statement. It is not harsh. It's just a statement. So Ghana government is just making a statement to the Chinese that we want to take illegal mining serious. And I think that is a step in the right direction to let the Chinese government know that we have been operating, I'm sorry to use this word, as your bitches for a very long time. Ghana is no longer going to be the bitch of China. I believe that was the point the announcement the government of Ghana made on Friday was to let the Chinese know that we are not your bitches anymore. We are going to speak out for ourselves. And so I am looking forward to see how Ghana is going to react if this continues, because I know for a fact that the Chinese are not going to stop illegally mining in Ghana. Because if you know the history of China and how Chinese have been operating around the world, they do stuff like this around the world all the time and get away with it. And so I'm looking forward to see how Ghana government is going to react when Chinese keep doing illegal mining operations in Ghana. That is the point of this video. And so if you're interested in more intellectual conversation, subscribe to this channel. Later this week, I'm going to talk about gold board and how gold board is doing. And later on, we also talk about the GDP of Ghana, what is driving it. Subscribe to this channel if those are conversations you're interested in. Talk to you later.